Hello, ladies. Welcome to the podcast Living in Your Feminine with me, your host, Victoria Janke. This is a safe place for you, sisters. We're going to talk about all the feminine subjects, what it means to be a woman, how you thrive as a goddess, how you be successful in business. But we're also going to talk about subjects that people don't normally talk about, like miscarriage, because we want to educate people and also that women don't feel alone anymore. I have amazing experts who are going to give you so much value. So get a cup of tea and let's go. Welcome to another episode of Living in Your Feminine. Today's guest is Natalya Krayeva. She's an intimacy coach from Miami, Russian-born and founder of the Energy Orgasms. Hello, Natalia. Thank you for being here.
Hello, Victoria. I am so thrilled to be on your podcast, and your energy, the feminine energy, is just blooming through you. And thank you so much for inviting me. And yes, let's go.
Thank you for being here. I'm so excited, like just the word energy orgasm. I feel like we as women, we have like this, we are like shy about talking about like an orgasm. And there's like so many women out there who fake an orgasm, who never experienced an orgasm. And I'm very curious, how did you start this work? What was like your point? Did you have like orgasms as a young woman, or you didn't, and that's why you created this energy orgasm? Tell me, like, how did you end up being an intimacy coach?
You know that so many coaches or psychologists or psychotherapists, they're coming from a traumatic experience. I am not different from anybody else. Yes, I did come from a traumatic experiences in my teenage years, but I don't want to put too much attention into that right now. Just talking about coming from the abusive relationships 5 years ago, when I had to stop dating, I had to come back to myself, I had to reinvent myself, and I had a background in spirituality for many, many years. Finally, I took time and I started doing what I always wanted to do for myself. It took me a year to do all kind of the tantric practices that I have learned from Taoism, from sexology, from hypnotherapy. And yes, it was an experience, because a year after all of this attention only towards me, I started dating this guy. And yes, we did have sex. And what happened during this sex that turned my world upside down?
What happened? I'm so curious. Like, girls, get the cup of tea now. It's gonna get hot.
It's gonna be hot. So, yes. So basically, it was normal sex like I thought it would be, but because I was so in tuned already with my body through all these practices, I started to feel more in my body. And then I started to have an orgasm. I thought it was regular orgasm, but this regular orgasm continued for 1 minute, for 2 minutes, for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes. Half an hour later, I'm still shaking, I'm still experiencing it, and not only in my vagina or in my clitoris or any other like intimate organs, but through my whole body. My whole body was vibrating, pulsating, and it was like sparkling, and I couldn't stop. My brain, I went out of the roof. I didn't know what it was. And I remember while I was shaking, we were outside in his house, and in that small pool, like I'm laying down, I'm shaking, there are like waves around me, those like waters of waves around me. And he came back with water, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? And I all remember he's like having a cigarette, like doing this. Are you enjoying yourself?
And you're like, yes, I'm still shaking.
I'm like, yes. So that was the moment when I'm like, holy mother of God, what was that? then I started going deeper into sexology, and I learned hypnotherapy for sexual dysfunctions, and I dive deeper into tantra, and I dive deeper into kundalini activation. Anything to do with sexual energy, I wanted to put my hands on, because I needed to know what happened to me, and how I can recreate it for myself again, and how I can recreate it and show it to other women.
Wow. Where was he from? Like, I want to know. I want to get a lover like this in America.
Yes, here.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Yeah, Miami is a very spiritual place. And I remember I went to your Energy Orgasm workshop.
Yes.
That was like I was like, energy orgasm? Like, how can you have an orgasm through energy, right? And you were teaching us that. And I took someone that I was seeing at this time, and he was just like putting his hands on me, and I could just feel this in my whole body, and it was like tingling. It was like kind of scary first, because I have never experienced it, and but I was also shaking. And I think it's so powerful what you said, because I also come back from like so I got abused when I was 16, and I was in an abusive relationship, so I had a very I would say dysfunctional relationship to orgasm and to sex, right? I really had to go through therapy and healing all this, and now I'm enjoying sex, but I'm still having and I'm being very honest here, I still have issues with, like, for example, my last partner, I couldn't come. And that's actually something I wanna ask you, because I'm sure there's a lot of women who are like me, open to have an orgasm, and I had before orgasm, but with this like one partner I just couldn't. And we even had a sex coach, but I still couldn't have, like, during intercourse I couldn't have an orgasm. And why do you think this is? Is it because with one partner and then the one that I had after, I came like during sex? Why do you think that is? Like, how come? Or what can we as women do to feel, or to like go into this relaxed state and have an orgasm? Maybe you have some tips.
One of the most important parts for a woman to have an orgasm is to feel safe. On many levels. Like, if there is even one thing that you don't feel safe about your partner, if you you feel like he's cheating, or you feel like he don't want to have kids, or you feel like he's not ready for relationships, because we are, as women, we need to feel safe. Most women need to feel safe to have an orgasm. And if, like, in any part of your psyche is concerned about the partner that you're with, that's a big red flag that you might not have an orgasm with him, that you won't be able to relax and surrender. Like, for example, with energy orgasm methodology that I teach it the way that we don't touch intimate organs, there's no nudity, but it's teaching you how to trust another person and how to surrender to another person. And the person who is giving you a session, or in partnership with you, who is giving you this energy orgasms, he's learning how to see your body, the reactions of your body. So, like, for 20 minutes, for an hour, you don't speak. You're just like the person who is receiving energy orgasm, he is learning how to surrender, how to trust, how to feel their body. And the person who is giving it, they're learning how to be in a leadership position without overpowering, but rather be in the service for the person who is receiving. Therefore, the person is like 100% looking into the reactions of your body, making sure that you're safe, that you're like trusting, surrendering. So that's number one thing is for a woman to learn how to surrender and how to feel her body, because for so many years, centuries, you name it, we are in our heads, survival mode. logically thinking like, oh, is he a right person? He's not right person, like rationalizing. And we cannot take that chit chat from our heads, and we don't allow ourselves to feel. And when we don't allow ourselves to feel, because how many times our parents or society told you, well, feelings don't matter, like once you see it you will know. But how you will know if you don't feel it?
Well, I wanna go back to this what you just said, the feeling safe, right? The trusting part. And I was just looking back at my relationship, and it was not so much about him in this moment. I think I was like not feeling safe within myself. And that was probably the thing, because the last guy I was seeing, I was like totally in my feminine. I was like, I'm safe no matter what happens, you know? So it's so, I want to circle back on this. It's so interesting what you said, because I feel it wasn't so much about my relationship that I didn't feel safe. It was more about me. I didn't feel safe within myself as a woman. I was still in my masculine as well, very much in my head, overthinking everything, like, oh my God, what am I going to do with my life? Am I going to, have kids? Is he even like fully committed? So I was totally in my head. And then with the last guy I was seeing, that was more fun for me. I didn't think about like the relationship. I didn't think about anything. I was just like me. I was just like, as you said, surrendering. I was just like, take me, take me to church. No, take me. And he did take me. So.
But there is the truth in your words, take me to church, because sex is actually the spiritual practice.
Oh, yeah. It felt like and he was also into Tantra. So I like for the first time experienced like what you experienced, like the shiver. And I'm like, oh my God. And it's like all the breathing. And it was so good because I didn't come for 2 years during sex, and that was like after 2 years I could have an orgasm again. And I realized, and now like talking with you, that when we're stuck in our head, like Tony Robbins says, we're dead, but like we're like sexual dead as well. And we as women, we're all about feeling, right? We're all about surrendering and let this happen, but in order we need to feel safe. And I love what you do with your workshops, because I also feel like, especially for women who are maybe a little bit shy or went through traumatic experiences, it can be very healing to feel these kind of like feelings in your body without being really touched. Because maybe you want to describe one of your sessions so people get like an idea what is like actually happening there. You already said we're not naked, we're like fully unclothed, but maybe you can give a little taste of what is happening there.
Of course. In my private sessions, a person, a woman or man, I do work with both men and women. And actually, I started working with men a couple years ago, and it opened up a whole new world for me. So like once I see both sides, once I started working with both genders, I'm like, oh my God, like I can give even more to women now because I hear them. And so basically you can come into the session with, most women come with the question of like how to feel feminine, how to feel sexual, because so many women we are stuck in the business world or like a professional world or any careers, and we lose that taste, the deliciousness of life, the joyfulness of life. And when I work with you, first of all, we're making sure that we figure out what exactly that you're looking for and what is it exactly that you're missing in your life. And it takes about 20 to 30 minutes of questionnaires and me figuring out and moving you, directing you, guiding you into your truth selves. Your true self, where you don't lie to yourself, neither to me, of like, what do you really want? What is your deepest desire or desires? And once we figure it out, then we get into the session where I guide you through a series of exercises and touch, very gentle touch. And it's a firm touch like of non-sexual organs. But and combining it with activation of your energy. That energy that you all have inside, that sexual energy, kundalini energy, life force energy, whatever you call it, that has been sleeping for years. And you're getting through this practice into like a trance state where you get to feel your body, where you get to feel your emotions. And some women start to, the reaction of the body to this, the energy and physical touch might be the shivering of the body, might be like vibration of the body, might be your body might to move in certain ways that is not usual for you. But it's only because the energy started to awakening in the body and you're letting it to move through you. And when it happens, if we talk about a little bit of the chemistry of the body, it stimulates your pineal gland, which is like the third eye, right? It's the intuition, your intuition. And you might see some visions. You might see some answers to your questions that you have always wanted to learn. And this is what your sexual energy can do, not only to awaken your libido, but also take you deeper into your soul, into your intuition. And once we are done with this, with the session, again, we are coming out and through the series of questions, and I am because sometimes we don't know what we feel. So I am connecting your thoughts to your feelings and to your emotions so that you will take this experience into your everyday life and will be like, oh, I feel this way, and it means that I don't want to be around this person. I hear my intuition and it tells me that I don't need to sign this contract, right? Or I feel the goosebumps in my body and it means that this person is going to be good for me in bed or in sex, or I don't know, maybe for the marriage. So you get to learn how your body feels and connect it with logic, basically connecting your mind and body, as everybody's talking about, connecting mind, body, and soul together, but actually through feeling of your body and maybe even orgasms, energy orgasms.
Wow. And that is very feminine as well, to trust your intuition. I just had a call with my coach yesterday, and she said, I always said, I don't know. She was like, you're a woman, you know in your intuition. Stop saying you don't know. And it's also so interesting what you said about that when you feel these like orgasms or these energy, that you're also like that your creative mind is going to be open up and you see things. I have a friend, I don't want to name her, but she's a common friend, and she built this like amazing place where she holds events and stuff like that. And she told me the idea for this place came while she had sex with her partner, where she like really had like this energy orgasm, and then she had this vision of this place, and they created this beautiful place. It's like a kind of jungle place here in Miami, and this came through the sexual energy. So beautiful. I have a question. So for your workshop, so the one that I went to, so I went there with someone that I already like have like something sexual, but can also, like, for example, single people go there? Like, how's it for them? Do you partner them up, and is it like safe? And yeah.
Yes. Those workshops are either for couples or for singles, and I partner up people. And because it's a safe container, because I am overlooking everyone, because at the beginning of the workshop I talk about the rules of consent and boundaries of respect and love to each other, it is safe, and it is so like open-minded and you're opening your mind and opening your body to another person under supervision of me or my co-facilitators, because I also teach other people now. I teach other professionals to my methodology. So it's not just me anymore. I have like 33 other facilitators who also learn this methodology and can also take into this practice.
So beautiful. And it's so important what you said as well, to feel safe, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like that is, as a woman, we talked about in the beginning, and it's good that we talk about in the end again. It's like to feel safe within yourself, to feel safe to the places where you go, like having a coach like you know, having a partner where you feel safe. But I also believe strongly that it starts within yourself. And talking about the feminine, do you have like 2 tips how to be feminine, since we're like in the podcast living in your feminine? It's like 2 exercises or two things that you do to be in your feminine.
One of the easiest exercises that you can implement right away is you take a mindful shower. But at the end of the day, you take a shower anyways, right? So when you get into the shower, next time you take a shower before you go to bed, you actually think of the shower to be like a magical waterfall that takes away everything that you have seen or felt or met people during the day. And if you felt like there was like negative energies or negative people in that day, so you imagine that this waterfall is washing away everything from you. That's step number 1. After it's washed away, now you are connecting to your body. Basically, what you do is you feel how the waters of this magical waterfall is dropping on your skin. So feeling how the water is falling into your shoulders and into your hands and into your head and into your chest and into your breast. So this is you connecting to your body through the water. Similar practice that you can do is just when you lay down in a bathtub already with waters, you can start touching yourself. This is the best practice that you can do because you're naked, you are in the water. Water is very feminine, and you can start finding out for yourself about your body, because I'm pretty sure that most of you have never touched yourself in a way that you want to be touched by another man. Because many women are talking about, I want him to a foreplay for like half an hour. And my question is, have you ever touched yourself for half an hour? The way that you want men to touch you.
Wow. Yeah. Oh my God. It's like the same when you, you like have this wish list of your dream partner. But are you that dream partner? Mm-hmm. Because we're always a mirror of the people that we attract, right? We're mirrors of each other. So what I am, that's what I attract. So it's, wow, this is so eye-opening. Like, yeah, you want to have an orgasm. You want to be touched for half an hour. Have you ever touched yourself? And then also the feminine lives from touching, right?
Yes.
And I do that. I give myself kisses on my arms, but I want to try that with touching myself, like as I would love to be touched by another person. And also I love that with a shower, like really letting go of the day. And we are made out of water. Like, when we have our babies in our belly, it's like water. So the water is the feminine. These are very good tips. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, that was so beautiful. Is there anything else you would like to share with the people? I'm going to make sure I'm going to link everything. So if someone wants to experience an energy orgasm, I would just highly recommend it. But yeah, is there anything else you want to share?
What I want to share is follow me on Instagram and Energy Orgasms. Basically, it's energy_orgasms on Instagram. And I do have workshops in Miami, and I'm going to do one in New York. And I do teach teachers And you can be one of those teachers, or you can just take this 3-day training for yourself to dive deeper into your sexual energy. And after those 3 days, like, magical transformations happen to most of my students. And I also have, we're gonna have a masterclass or webinar, I think next week or the week or two, in 2 weeks, how to become the master of sexual energy. It's going to be a free masterclass, but I don't have the date yet.
We will all link it.
Yes, perfect.
Thank you. Спасибо. If you like this episode, please rate, subscribe, and share with other women. Let's create a community of women living in their feminine and supporting each other. If you want to stay connected with me, you can come and follow me on my personal account at victoria.jankel. Until then, I see you next Thursday. Be thriving, goddess, and live in your feminine.